But like I said, if they let me go, they let me go. Like at this point, it's 2020, bro. I'm ready for whatever is ready. Like 2020, if you ain't ready for nothing else in 2020, man, be ready for everything in 2020. All right, so let's go ahead and get it started.
Yikes.
All right. Welcome back to the TWEOM podcast. This is your host, Joel Morris.
It's your other host, Louis XV.
And it's your other host, Walt Rid.
All right. So, man, what is on the agenda for the day, gentlemen?
Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. As always.
Exactly.
As always, you know. What bullshit to begin with, though? It was such a topical week, 2-week period since we've seen each other. So,
yeah.
Hey, Jada tripping, man. Let's just let's start with that. August tripping, Jada tripping, everybody tripping but Will right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as we throw August in there, because
yeah. And what did y'all take away from that whole thing, from August interview with Angela Yee all the way up to the Red Table Talk, to the fallout from the Red Table Talk and these memes, and this sort of, I guess you could say, humanizing of Will Smith to another level?
First of all, I knew Will Smith was a real nigga when he slapped that French dude on the red carpet or whatever carpet it was.
For the kiss on the lips? Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, back up, Frenchie. You're too close. You're too close, man.
Nah, he didn't even hit him like that. He just was like, he just hit this nigga like, how, what? Like,
stop.
Like, no, don't do that. He hit him like a dog. He was like, no, don't do that.
Right.
And
training.
But no. So what do you guys take? What is y'all take on the situation?
I originally I was just like, hey, you know, it is what it is. Niggas fall in love, you know. But after thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, you know, Jada was hurt, and she could have been a little bit more responsible, you know. But that's it. Like, it is what it is. Like, hey.
Are you talking about the whole like she took advantage of August angle?
Yeah, like I could see how it's perceived as taking advantage. You know,
she did.
Hey, you know, she's the grown up in the situation.
She's the older person. She's definitely
like
the older
I said,
person.
like she was 20 years, you know, older than him. So yeah, she's the grown up. Like, and especially you talking to a 20-year-old, you're definitely the grown up. Like
110%, she's the grown up in this situation.
So yeah, like I understand that, but when you don't understand the direction that your own marriage is going, like you're not even considering some 20-year-old's feelings. So
his feelings, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like he's 20.
Yeah, I think my main part of that was when Jada said I was able to heal someone. I was like, I don't think that nigga's healed. He looked like he was pretty hurt.
No,
in that Angela Yee interview.
But that's the thing, though. Like listening to him, like he was hurt about it, and like he's talking about it. But I think like he was truly in love, and that's why he's so hurt. Like, and to bring that into somebody's life, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yo.
But also, it's like you're 20, like you're not in love. Like,
I got a few things to say because I done talked to every last one of my homegirls about this situation. But first things first, like, it's the whole thing. The wildest thing about this to me is that, like, apparently Jaden brought August into the family.
Yeah, like, Jada did. Yeah,
this my homie.
It was Jaden.
This my homie, you know, he hurting right now. He needs some help. He needs some milk. And Jada was like, "Oh yeah, I got all the milk you need, baby."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, pretty much.
You basically smashed your son. This is some Pornhub shit.
So, how did we all feel when Diddy took Lori Harvey from his son?
That was weird too, bro.
Yeah, that was. I was like, wow.
This is the same thing.
It's all weird.
Yeah. No.
Nah, son,
that's not the same thing.
But I don't know. Sometimes Jaden says he loves guys. He could have loved August. Like, how do we know she didn't break up a love story, bro?
And
that's even worse.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Y'all saying it's not the same. It is the same.
No,
thing.
but we don't know that. That's the thing. Like we know that Diddy dated Lori Harvey after his son had dated, and that's why that we saw the timeline. We don't know the timeline, so we can't say that's what it is. So I can't be like, hey yo, like now you're right, like because they could have been amicable friends. I'll never know how to say that word. But
amicable.
Yeah, you know, like they could have just been straight homies, for real. Like, and then, you know,
I'm not saying it's not plausible, but at the end of the day, it's you are the adult parent of this figure.
Yeah,
a friend has come over.
Yeah,
and Diddy doesn't for sure know. He's like, oh yeah, my son must be smashing, right? It really could have been Lori just coming over there chilling with his son to get the Diddy, like, and he never even hit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Diddy's gonna check on his son's body count. Like, yo, did you?
But
you know what I'm saying?
But still, it's the public perception of everything because.
Well, I agree, total public perception, but it could have just been a ploy. You know what I'm saying? How things work out. But like, I only thing I can liken it to is the fact a young person brought a friend over, out of means to reach out, become communal, and trying to provide some support to, and Jada, in a time of her own hurt, needed support. They were support for each other, but she just went back with Will, as we all discussed the last pod.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, I done talked to all of my homegirls, and one of them brought up a very important fact that so you know how we think the Shade Room is like that's the go-to gossip site. So one of my homegirls, she put me onto this other like really low-key gossip site where they got the dirt. No. It's called Lipstick Alley.
Oh, you ain't ever heard of Lipstick Alley?
I don't. I really don't be getting into celebrity gossip. But apparently they broke a story on there, I don't know how long ago it was, about Will Smith having an affair with some like Hispanic joint or whatever. I forget her last name. I literally just saw it today and it already slipped my mind, but I'll dig it back up. So if y'all actually saw like it was like a 17-minute Red Table Talk with Will and Jada. There was a line in there with Jada. Will was like, "I'm gonna get you back," and then Jada was like, "Nah, you already got me back."
Yeah, you already got me back. I'm like, that's all the confirmation we need.
He's like, we about even now. So, and then I started thinking back to what my homegirl said about that, little rendezvous Will had. So I'm like, Jada isn't really wrong if they were both amicably separated, like she said.
Oh, no,
she's only wrong in the fact that like. But you smashed your son's homie, and he was looking for help. Like that's
But to that point though, let's go because Will say he about even, meaning.
I got one. You got one.
And this is what I was looking at.
I think Will got more. Like
okay, but this is what I was looking at was the undertones of kind of the dialogue that we're having right now, which was going back and forth on social media, and kind of even the memes a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that. I was looking at it more like the reasons why women will have extramarital sex and the reasons men do. Men oftentimes will just bust a nut, right? But Jada had a whole love story with August. And I think that's the part of Will that was kind of fucked up at the table. People say he was acting a little bit, but whatever, right? He portrayed that he was a little kind of taken aback by some of this initial things, because even Jada, because when she's like entangled, Will was like entanglement. Right? He kind of leaned in like, no, you said you had a relationship with August, meaning this. Will, they could have had an open marriage to the point of we have sex with other people, right? But Jada had a whole love story. Went to the red carpet with this nigga
because
multiple occasions.
I think
I think it's a different layer to it. Like, we haven't seen this. I never heard of Lipstick Alley, if I'm being honest. I didn't know about that whole Hispanic woman thing. I heard murmurs online, but that's how in the dark Will shit is. Right. Jada had a whole open candid love affair with someone 20 years younger than her who came to her family at a time of need because he's black in Hollywood. They black elites in Hollywood guide me probably on some, do you know any therapist type of shit? And they said they got resources for him. And she literally developed this whole love story. Like, we can make a movie about this affair, bro. We can't make a movie. Maybe a short film. He met her at the hotel, smashed, wobbity wop, and bounced. Gotta get home to the kids and fam, right? And I can only assume this because we haven't seen them out and about on romantic trysts over here gallivanting in this place. Will got a whole Instagram channel,
but
world renowned, famous. I've never seen this man in a photo with another woman, bro.
But I think that's like half the point though, because I remember there was one of the earlier Red Table Talks where the first time Will was there, right? Like he was kind of breaking down, you know, like the fact that the family kind of like hated him, you know, for a little bit because he wanted to be such a family man, you know. And I remember other interviews back where he was like, I want to be like a dad, like I want to be there, I want to do everything with the kids and whatnot. And so I think Will was doing too much and Jada pushed away from it like as she usually does, you know, and she stated it before.
Usually
and
does.
So yeah, no, seriously, like she's, bruh, you need to go back and watch these Red Table Talks. Like they talk about some shit about their marriage for real.
No. All this stuff is, they've already moved past this whole thing.
Exactly. Like they've moved past it, but like it was obvious because I think Jada was truly done, and that's why she was able to. That's why we're able to say it's a love affair, because she was truly thinking about divorce.
Yeah.
Right. But then Will made commendations so that he can lessen himself. He said, but he's like, I need to go do this though. I need to be I need to just be all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so
I think
look. It could have been Will was smashing 3 joints a week.
I'm not even sure it was that. It's probably like, I just want to go. I think I want a partner to do it with, but since you don't want to do it with me and I want to do it with you, I'll just go do it, but I'll still stay by your side.
So was he being facetious or nah when he was like in the latest joint where he's like, you know, I kicked her to the curb, like I was done with you. Is that because Jada was like, you know, being kind of standoffish, is like, oh, I'm not gonna budge. Oh.
I think that's what it was. Like,
yeah. No, like I said, they've been through all this whole thing, and I think the point of me that the only point of contention for me, honestly, was just like, Jada, you brought yourself to the red table, and you wasn't being 100% honest.
Oh no, because they
like that was anyway. I was just like,
it was only 12 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what was so weird to me was. I would have loved for you to go in depth as you do at that table about all these other topics and the perspectives that can be involved, the way people could take it the wrong way because of the moment. Just this broad, overreaching sort of encapsulating, yeah, I was hurt and he was there. Oh, yeah, it's over. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here because, like I said, once again, I think the undertones of these arguments online are kind of coming from these factors of like you had a whole love affair with a nigga, like, in the open and in the public. You did it, whatever you wanted to do. He says that that's what it was. He confirms it in an interview. The internet is saying one thing, right? Then you step forward and release this thing that kind of sort of confirms what August was saying, but you didn't kind of really want to go all the way into what he was saying about it being like, because I don't think I don't think his proclamations of love were to a brick wall. I think they were returned and reciprocated. And probably language. I'm not saying Jada doesn't have the right to change her mind, but I think if you're going to go to the red table to explore the true weird dynamic of what we're talking about right now, and give the complexity that it needed to, I think it would have been a 30-minute episode, and probably would have had August there.
But I think, yeah, no, that
no will,
definitely
no will.
No, but well, okay, but that's the thing.
I'm saying no will.
I think that the explanation would have to be with Will because we're gonna have to talk about the jumping point, and that's going to be the.
But to your point earlier, I've seen them discuss all that stuff in interviews before already. I think if we was going to get to the real heart of nitty gritty of what's going on with this conversation, I think it should have been Jada and August there. Like, I
I
mean,
would
you know
have
what I'm
liked to
saying?
see Jada in August,
But this was kind of like Jada. To me, this was kind of Jada still telling August, "Look, this is my husband, nigga."
yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Like,
I ain't going.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's still texting this shit type of stuff. Like, that's kind of what the interview felt like to me. That's why it was weird. I was like, this feels like she's just up here with Will to let August know it's really like, hey, come on, son. We ride together, we die together. Bad
Bad
marriage.
marriage for life. Yeah.
That was trash.
I loved it. I loved it.
Like,
Straight
dude,
trash.
when I first read that, right, I thought it was somebody's meme that they made based on the interview. I didn't know them niggas actually said that
Actually
shit.
said it. Yes.
I didn't know it was some shit they actually came out their mouth.
Yes.
And they did
Yes.
this. I was like, no.
Hey,
Look.
because at the end of the day, it is branding.
And that's why that's another reason I'm upset. I was hurt this weekend, bro. Will Smith is an icon.
Living.
He was dragged this weekend.
Yeah, like I don't like how people like you
Oh
can't.
no. It was funny as shit.
No,
I'm not mad
I mean,
about
no,
it.
like of course it's funny.
It's
but
funny. It's funny. And if it's funny, it's funny.
That face,
Yes.
that
The
tired
Will
face.
cry
Yeah.
me.
The tired face, but dude, when they dubbed over his iconic scene from Fresh Prince, I said that's when I said you gone too far.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
funny as hell. But bro, when I think of how now that thing that was always attached to a great acting moment for his career has now been, if I see even the regular version now, I'm gonna be like, yo, where's the other version so I can laugh by?
you see you're trash for that.
Kids today
But
gonna
this is
think
the
that's the
reality.
real version.
And that's why I'm sad. And dude, he himself tarnished one of the greatest taglines from his best movie franchise. We ride together, we die together. Why would you do it yourself?
No. See, that's the thing though. Like,
Why'd you do it yourself, Will?
You know how many people like hate their partners in marriage but love Will Smith collectively? Like,
Yeah.
this shit could actually help some couples. Look, we ride together, we die. Bad marriage for life. What's up?
I don't know, man. I think
because somebody's gonna use it. I'm like,
that's
you cheat
because
over there, I cheat over here.
Only reason why I say it's dangerous to say that, because bad is subjective. Meaning, some people's version of bad could be my husband sometimes yells at me. Some other people's versions of bad could be my husband beats me. I don't think you should be trying to tell people to stick it out and just fist bump their way through bad marriages. Because everybody's bad marriages ain't working at their tax bracket. That's a bad marriage at a different tax bracket. We got to stop acting like money don't really kind of. It doesn't fix things. It doesn't fix it.
But money smooths a lot of things.
Money smooths things over.
Money is Botox.
If anything, being broke means you don't often have time to process your emotions. When you're rich, all you have is time to process your emotions. Yeah. That's why they be getting depressed mostly.
But that's why the first two lines are important, though. All right, we ride together, like so. We're for the good and we're for the bad.
Those are just marriage vows. Those are just marriage vows.
You got to include the first two lines. Yeah.
I agree. I think I was just like I said. I think that was the one thing I was like, kind of like, dang, they done dubbed over the Fresh Prince joint.
Yeah.
Will done took the tagline out of Bad Boys. Like I was just
14. August was 14 when I did Ali.
that was the line. That was the line that had me geek, bro.
And look at it, still laughing.
It's funny.
Look, it's funny.
Will Smith has to do that whole
you don't go to the internet for like consolement. Like no, the internet is out for heads, bro. If anybody subject, if I go out right now, somebody got me on camera tripping, I'm something. I'm gone. Like it's on you, bro. You got caught slipping. You got caught slipping. That's all it is, man.
That's paper up.
And that's what Will did with that red table. Jada had him out there looking crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, he had no choice but to go with the jokes, like that whole bad marriage for life thing. Like, first of all,
I know, but it's because Jada made it awkward because she wasn't being truthful.
Hey,
so Will really had to say, I guess I'm gonna have to really play Jada. That's what that nigga says. I guess I'm gonna have to play Jada. So Jada, what was really going on? That's why he was mad. He was mad about it. He was pissed, bro. He did not want to do that shit. Yeah, no, he said, since you brought yourself to the red table. Basically saying, no one asked you to do this, Jada. We should have gave it 2 more weeks and that shit would have been buried under some Trump headlines.
Bruh.
No one would have gave a fuck about August or his new single.
So
Oh man, Jada.
Right.
I think Will's really like, Jada, why aren't you giving this nigga shine? You know you about to drop an album like.
Question, do you know what his album is called?
Not a damn clue.
I don't know.
Entanglement?
No, his
I would change the title as quickly as possible.
No. The his title is The State of Emergence E.
Oh yeah, that's I did see that. Yeah,
okay.
I might check it out now.
I heard a single. I heard a single.
I was like, oh, so he telling truths.
Yeah,
all his truths.
All of his truths.
Yeah, man. Look, more power to him.
I commend the brother. And I wish him well. I hope him the most success in life. And stop calling Jada, bro.
Delete the number,
okay,
bro.
Delete the number, bro.
Bro, it's 5 years. It's 5 years. Like, I understand, like, things hurt and whatnot, but you can't be, because you're lashing out.
I'm getting tired of people thinking like going public with shit is going to fix their relationship issues. Like,
no, it's not. It's not. Because what do you want this woman to do at the end of the day?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it'd be hard, man. It'd be hard to get over them feelings, bro.
I agree it's hard to get over them. I just didn't like August's excuse of my industry connections is drying up because they think I fucked Jada.
But you did.
You did. And it's like, and that's not why your industry connections drying up. Nigga, you ain't release music in like forever, nigga.
Right.
That's why your industry connections dried up.
And like,
the industry is the industry.
You had real problems, like actual like human problems. So
August is an artist, right?
Yeah.
You haven't talked to him in a while. You work in the industry, right?
Mm.
And maybe you can help him get some marketing for his album or something, right? He would call you before when he was hot. He was quick to help. But you don't move on and work with different talent and everything. One day August calls your line. You don't got the heart to tell this nigga that you ain't that you off. Nobody checking for you, right? So what you gonna say? You're gonna be like, yo, the Smiths is stopping me from helping you, bro. Click.
The Smiths.
But I'm just saying that's how niggas do shit. That's how people do shit. They don't want to tell you to their face that they're making a personal decision in the best interest of their advancement in their career.
Yeah.
So they rather just pin it on like some higher powers that's controlling it. The one lady right here didn't like how you did this, and she's a friend of Will and knows about the. It could just be whatever that got back to August that made him think that that's what happened to him. But I really just think it's the fact you haven't released music for a long time.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 artists a day releasing something somewhere.
Exactly.
So it's just, you know.
Yeah, there's so many different facets we could go with this whole thing. But here's my question of the day, of the week, whatever we call it. You get to have an affair with one Hollywood celebrity woman.
Wow.
Who you going for?
Leanne LaHavis.
Jada Pinkett is off.
Oh, you said Hollywood. You said Hollywood, right?
One celeb.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
As you mean, so you mean affair? That mean they're married already?
They could be married. They could be with a dude. Yeah, sure. Let's say married. Most of them married, right?
Oh, that's easy. Skojo. That's a layup.
Let me think about it. I need to look up her name because I don't know it.
Like...
That's Scarlett Johansson.
No, not her. I'm talking about mine.
Oh,
I know it because I be seeing it. Bellamy Young. There it is, right there. I need that.
What?
I need that. Bellamy Young from Scandal, that Kerry Washington series.
Oh, okay.
I need that, son. I need
damn,
that.
I feel like I don't have a Hollywood one.
Well, Scarlett Johansson is a good one. I would also pick Nia Long.
Is she married?
She's not, but I'm throwing it out there. I need her to use me the way Jada used August. Like, please, I'm available, and I too need healing. So Nia.
No, well, she ain't Hollywood. But
who ain't Hollywood?
Miguel's wife.
Oh, she's kind of Hollywood by association.
Is she like?
She married to Miguel.
Okay. Yeah, I think Scarlett Johansson's married to Colin Jost from SNL or some shit.
Really? She's married to a jokester?
Yeah.
Nazanin Mandi.
Yeah, she fired, bro.
That yeah.
Cause
She another Miss Jilly from Philly.
Really, nigga?
See, it's a bunch of singers that I don't know anybody in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like,
Really,
Well,
nigga?
shoot.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess you go Hollywood. Once you say Hollywood, you're going into
I guess I just mean an
particular
entertainer.
category.
Well-known entertainer.
Oh, Angela Bassett. Yeah, she can.
Oh shoot, Angela Rye, bro. Damn. Let me stop.
Yeah,
Ooh.
right. Yeah, she is. Carmen a lucky nigga, son. Yeah.
I don't even know if he's still in
They
it.
say right there, just like
Not, but
why do I feel
wasn't
all the successful black women eventually date Common?
Cause he's that dude.
He's
like
like
every successful black woman is just like, yeah, Common. Like
he's like the equivalent of a stepping stone.
Like, yeah.
He old Drake. Yeah,
I
Drake done
feel.
dated everybody. That was common before Drake.
The original light skin.
The original light skin rapper for the ladies.
Light skin, the original.
Bearded.
That wasn't LL. I feel LL.
Oh, bro, son. Yo, this Chance the Rapper Terry Crews shit was hilarious.
Yo,
I almost forgot.
First of all, look. Today, Joe Biden said he's not for ending qualified immunity. He released his justice plan today.
Right.
So, okay. We know what that means. Now, this is the thing. What Chance was saying, what I don't like about what Chance was saying was when niggas say something that's relevant, I hate when they bring up irrelevant shit too.
Yeah.
Kanye cannot be president. Like,
Right.
let's just kill that right there. So I'm not mad at what you're saying, Chance. I can totally understand what you're saying. This just blind support we got for Biden right now seems kind of wild. But we also understand it's because niggas just running away from the orange one. So I think at the end of the day, what I liked about it was Chance initially was saying some real shit, but Terry Crews sees it and says, I too speak reason, and they come for me, brother. We are kindred spirits. The Chance is like,
no.
Terry Crews thinks we're alike in some way, shape, or form. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. He literally says, "I'm running down this hill,
Sprinting down this hill."
So remember when we were saying Terry Crews is going to die on that hill?
Oh yeah. Like,
Chance literally was like, "I'm getting the fuck off this hill.
No,
I ain't dying on it. Terry, you on your own."
Damn, son.
What did Terry feel like after reading that exchange on Twitter?
Oh,
Terry
you
gonna cry in the car, bro.
Yeah, Terry was like, I wasn't even trying to support you.
I wasn't even trying to. I didn't even endorse you. I didn't even endorse you.
That's
Terry
your
Crews
friend,
a
boy.
fucking bitch at this point. He's like, hey man, like.
Nah, that Joe was funny because Chance straight curved him, bro, on Twitter, on the internet.
It was really funny because I want to say the very next tweet after Terry was like, yo, like I feel you, brother, like peace. Like, he put the Denzel Washington as Malcolm X where he's banging the table. He just puts fucking all caps. He just like, I just know that nigga was like, fuck, god damn it.
Damn, yeah, I like Terry Crews is that right now.
Right.
He's like a pariah right now.
I don't
Like,
want you
Chance
anywhere near me.
saw it. It was like, no.
I'm not ready.
You're not about to get me, yo. You're not about to get me, Terry.
So it's the speed at which he jumped out there with Chance, like Terry.
Right, and the speed at which Chance decided to leave.
He said, look, I can't be associated as having Terry Crews agree with me on anything right now. It could be raining outside. Terry Crews like, it was raining like shit outside. Niggas was like, damn.
No, it's
not raining no more. Yeah?
I see the sun coming.
Shit.
Real
Yo, that was the biggest curve of 2020, bro.
Oh, for real, that was sinister. I'd be like, damn, Terry might kill himself, yo. For real, yo. Put Terry Crews.
That's
treat Terry Crews like Glenn Maxwell and put that nigga on suicide watch right now, man.
Hey, yo, this is gonna be the tombstone right here. It's gonna say, "Here lies Terrence Crews, who died of black supremacy on July 14, 2020.
That would kill the black supremacist got to him finally. The black supremacist finally got to Terry.
Oh, Terry.
May his soul rest in eternal equal peace.
Black Supremacy is a hip hop countdown on every channel.
Number 10.
A Popeyes on every corner.
Hey, that's not bad though. Like, that's really not bad. Hey, if they can, honestly, if Joe Biden can fulfill these 3 things,
nobody ain't gonna fulfill shit, bro. Joe Biden ain't gonna fulfill shit for nobody. This motherfucker is about to lose this damn election. Why does Joe think we give a fuck what Joe think, bro?
Oh man,
dude.
Because he's like, I'm the best.
But bro, I get it though. Like, he really thinks because niggas like he really thinks because people was like saying he should run for president that he should be president. Like, nigga, they picked you because they think you could beat him. Like,
it's not even at this point exactly, but he's realized that, and his commercials are basically saying, "I'm the best you got."
He's been like that for months. Remember that clip, or not even a clip, it was a whole YouTube video of Joe Biden just be like, yo, if you don't like it, nigga, go vote for that other dude.
Okay, so I have a quick question about this. I was just listening to Sean King's The Breakdown, right? He was saying that Joe got a bunch of different policymakers from Bernie's camp, Elizabeth's camp, Julian Castro's camp, and had them devise this justice plan, right? A justice plan in which he is not for legalization, and a justice plan for which he is not trying to end qualified immunity, right? Literally 2 major components, the starting points of justice reform on many issues, right? So, and according to the people, this is what Sean was saying, he didn't do this because Joe still wants his justice plan to cater to the moderate white Trump voter.
Nah, son.
The Republican voter. He's trying to get Republicans instead of trying to get Gen Zs. Like, and this is what is, and at this point, this is kind of, isn't that in itself white supremacy? This base of people, black people, have voted you throughout the primaries, have been your saving grace, have voted for you into the 90 percentiles in each place you went to, right? Literally the reason why you're even in contention at all to be the nominee and get the nomination like you did, right? You're not willing to put legislation for it that could save those people's lives.
Don't matter, bro.
Just so you could possibly maybe convince a couple people who voted for Trump and who are white to vote for you this time? Like, I'm just perplexed by the line of thinking. Like, why are you so willing to bend your ticket to fit the people who voted for this clown and put us in this situation in the first place versus the people who want to save the country but don't see it in your platform right now? The possibility of that happening.
Yo,
they want, you know what I mean? It's just weird, right? Isn't that white supremacy on some level?
It's completely trash. I agree. It's like being a moderate right now, like in 2020, you might as well just be a fucking Republican. Like,
yeah, that's what you are. That's literally what you are.
You are a Republican.
Like, we've seen the police budgets. We know what defund the police means. We know what all these different things mean. Like, and he's literally antithetical to all of these ideas right now as he's running. And I'm like, why be antithetical to them, bro? Just get people to vote for you. Like,
wasn't he trying to take the same approach you said that that Obama took that first the first term, where he's the speaker, so he can't say yes right now, but he has to have somebody else say yes, and then he'll agree on it. But once he does say yes, he already has the groundwork set for him. Like, I'm just trying to see what the
I
play
totally
is.
understand.
Yeah,
I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's
because
2020,
yeah, I mean, like
2008 though.
I'm not. I agree. I agree. Like we're
I'm not
literally
saying I completely
15 years
agree.
too
To
too
me,
late with
that
the
could be his
strategy.
political strategy, but that's
Yeah,
even scarier because that's how far in the past his thinking is.
yeah,
Like, till you still think that that has relevance in the 2020 we rocking in right now to be any type of wishy-washy on shit because that's what the most enough. Huh? Joe, listen to those young people around you that you hired to give you ideas.
yeah.
Don't like your shit just need to stay tucked, bro. Joe just don't need nigga. When you want to go to the bathroom, that's the only
Can you
thing
wipe
that you
yourself
think,
this time?
bro. That's all I'm saying. Shut up. Let these people write the dope platform that came from all these other 20 candidates we had on stage and won it, besides your old ass. Like, let's literally take the shit that they had that was hot because they had supporters, they had people watching the primaries and the debates. Like, let's take these ideas, throw them in your shit, and you just shut the fuck up and let's win an election.
Okay, so question. I guess this is another question of the day of the week. So just
Daily
like
double.
Daily Double, just like so just like 2016, like we have this again, this Democratic establishment candidate who feels as though it's their time, it's their turn to be president. Because this is how Hillary felt. She felt like that.
You are true. That is correct, Lou. You are right.
I done been head of state. Ain't nobody been in the White House more than Hillary Clinton, bro.
Joe has entitlement right now.
Yeah.
Entitlement to the fullest degree. So he's part Hillary Clinton in that he's not as unlikable, but he's pretty unlikable. But then he's also very like Trump-esque to me in the fact that like the nigga just says what he wants. Like he doesn't cover like, hey, oh, you don't like it, go vote for somebody else. So my question is, do y'all think we're in a worse situation than we are in 2016? Like with the Democratic candidate being Joe Biden this time as opposed to Hillary Clinton. Like who do y'all think is worse or in a worse position as far as running for president in the upcoming election?
Honestly, it's they're both. Who's in a worse position in this election? Hillary or Biden? Is that what you're asking?
Well, like who was worse off, Hillary when she went on, or Joe now?
Oh, Joe.
I think Joe is worse off right now. Yeah, because with Hillary there was actual momentum behind her.
Yeah.
Like there was a core base. I was like, no. Like Hillary actually can do something. Like, but I don't even see people supporting Joe.
No. And it's like I get it. There's a pandemic right now. Things aren't normal, so we're not seeing people in normal places. Like, I get it.
No, but even like online or anything, like,
no, bro. It's one reason we vote for you, bro.
Exactly.
We don't want this other motherfucker anymore. That's it. We don't care about your ideas, bro. Like, if we cared about your ideas, you would have been president already.
Exactly.
Like, you've been in politics for 40 fucking years, bro. Like,
yeah, literally like 40 or something years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's chill on this shit, dog. You're just an old dude. You're literally weekend at Bernie's, bro. just this nigga we willing out for name recognition. That's it. Have the people, I like to cut a Joe's jib. They ain't reading this nigga's platform.
No.
Put everything you need to put down in writing. Say the speeches you need to say. Tell CNN to run the other shit. Because this is what I understand. You got the media on lock. We know you have it on lock because what they was doing for you during the primaries and what they did for Hillary in 2016. Mm-hmm. Have the media portray Joe as this moderate candidate, but meanwhile you get on social media and go radical left as possible. Just don't have the mainstream media cover it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just confused on why. Like, I think he doesn't want to win. That's really that's the way I'm thinking about this right now, bro. Like, because Lou just said it. We seen this movie, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, we all seen this movie. And now there's a pandemic. There's going to be voter suppression like crazy. Racism tensions are at an all-time high. Mm-hmm. We have voter suppression. We have literally multiple facets of constitutional law being broke at the highest levels of the country to the lowest levels right now.
It is.
And yet,
gun violence is going on an uptick in many cities across the country. Like,
and yet this nigga Joe is still fucking like, yo, with all this shit you just said that's happening, all this nigga Joe really got to do. And this ain't Hillary Clinton like 2016 where people just think, oh yeah, of course you're gonna win. But no, like right now, literally, Trump is fucked up so bad. All Joe really got to do is just shut the fuck up, kiss some babies, and stay quiet. But no, this nigga talking about some. I have not heard anything. I mean, I'm not like that politically invested, but I've not heard anything policy wise from Joe Biden other than shut the fuck up or vote for this other nigga. And now you telling me he's not for, and now you telling me he's not for ending qualifying immunity. And that's the first policy stance that I'm hearing from Joe Biden. I'm like, oh, come on.
Or he's also against legalization.
And he's also we talking about marijuana.
Like literally the two main, because look, at the end of the day, if you end qualified immunity, the level of lawsuits and liability that sweeps this country will bankrupt some cities.
Yeah.
And that's really what they're saying. They're saying they know black people coming for the bag because we got all the evidence we know. Ben had it that y'all is fucking us up, brutalizing us. Not just the murders. I'm talking about the time you broke somebody's arm for no fucking reason.
Every
broke a leg for no freaking reason. Hit him with the freaking taser, and they had a heart attack as a result of it.
Think about all the cases that wrongful convictions. You know,
exactly.
like the simple arrest itself was null and void. You know, so,
yeah. And they already paying billions out for lawsuits of those natures already.
Exactly.
Imagine if it becomes easier to get these niggas.
Yeah.
And so, Joe, who asked you to not end it? Was it the unions?
The police union.
These same motherfuckers trying to get Derek Chauvin to look like he was doing his job. So come on, Joe. I can't even have you talking to the enemy too, bro.
Yeah. Bro, this is literally how easy of a layup it is for him, and he's still like fumbling the ball. Like, he's still out of bounds.
Knows the threat. I mean, he's part of the good old boys club. Like he's been there for too long. So he could also.
He's entitled. He feels entitled to this shit.
I mean, yes, but I'm just saying he can know that these white motherfuckers is serious. Like he knows that bloodshed will come to certain cities because they've been stocking and piling, and like he sees the evidence. And he may not want it, so he's gonna have to look like the dickhead.
I don't want that smoke. I don't right wing.
Okay, so you're saying like the same reason Obama ain't do shit while he was in office. You see the scent on the other side and the chaos brewing.
That might be like his judgment right now. Like I can understand, all right, because
if that's the Democratic Party's judgment, because I think that was one reasons why they were so hesitant to try to do the impeachment thing. Mm-hmm. They were fearful of like just formal retribution from his. Yeah. But this is the thing about it. These motherfuckers is already killing us. So for black people, Joe having the withdrawal in that regard on our part don't mean shit. Because even under Obama, we was catching hell from the police. Mm-hmm. So I get like the logic makes sense in the abstract of his mind, but for the reality of we already getting killed by them.
And now this is the question that I had from the very beginning, but I've been saving it. It just comes down to, where does Joe Biden want to fall in history?
He don't care, bro. The man got 4 years left in life. That's it. White House. Man said, I'm not running for a second term, bro. I'm tired. 40 plus years he been in this game, son. He put up Jay-Z numbers.
It hasn't crossed his mind.
Did he? Did he put up Jay-Z numbers?
Who been in the game longer than Biden, son?
No, that's like no.
Jay-Z numbers don't look fair.
Exactly. Yes, Jay-Z, just because you've been in the game long,
been in the game for a break.
You the best.
I think it's somebody else's. He's more like Gucci Man.
You know what I mean?
Been in for a long time, but really ain't put up much numbers.
Yeah, man. Look, you know that crime bill back in the 90s. You probably rode with the civil rights people once. Like you had a little nice run.
I'm just past the point of like everything that's on the surface of. Come on, son. You see this Wayfair shit?
Yeah,
bro.
Nah, didn't one of the girls say she was found though? She was like, I'm not lost.
No, it turns out that they had searched a girl with a different name. It was from another missing girl who had the same name. So it still matched. It was just not her.
It's just Wayfair shit. I don't know. Like,
They're identical cabinets being sold for different prices in the tens of thousands with different names.
we're
Yeah.
talking like literal cabinets, like
Like you
furniture.
know, like a filing
Right.
like
Like,
one of those
you ever been on
opening
like,
like metal filing
yeah.
cabinets. Like you can put a
But you know how
person in it.
before you know what it is, right? Say this is a bed. It'll say Wilkins bed, right?
Mhm.
And you just think, oh, this nigga named Wilkins designed the bed, Wilkins bed.
Yeah.
Right.
They searched that Wilkins, and it turns out it was matching the names of missing girls across the country.
Oh,
And they were
hell
pricing
no.
cabinets at $12,000 and pillows at $9,000.
Mhm.
And the first name of these girls was on the same pillows on different items on their sites, but the pillows were the same, but the names with the joints were mixed. And they took it off from their site, and the CEO stepped down. And Wayfair also, by the way, supplies the furniture for the detention center where they hold the kids, and where 2,000 of them went missing a couple of years ago.
Case closed, bro.
So you have furniture priced on your site.
Where's Conan Adegabo when you need it?
And the fact that they provide the furniture for the detention centers is a Washington Post article. So that's just not Twitter breaking some shit. That's a Washington Post article, right?
Yeah.
And that is the case. And okay, you got $12,000 file cabinet that looks like it should be worth $600 on your website.
At most.
However, you're providing furniture for free to a detention center, but your shit is so high end that the joint that looks basic as fuck is worth $12,000.
But see,
Make
that's
it make
another
sense
thing-
to me.
That's another thing too. Like Wayfair is a third party site. Like you have a bunch of merchants on there. So was it Wayfair or was it just this particular merchant?
No. I
That's what
completely
I heard
agree.
it was, yeah.
I'm willing to accept that it was people doing nefarious things on your site, but isn't that why Tumblr got rid of nudity? People were doing crazy ass shit on there
Hey,
You
man,
know
that they
why
didn't approve
Craigslist got
of.
shut down?
That was the good old days, man.
But they took all the dirty stuff off of Tumblr because people were fucking with kitty porn on there and shit.
No. It
And
wasn't
with
that.
Craigslist.
It was because what do you
No,
call
I
it?
heard that they literally had found that stuff on their site, and so they decided to get rid of all the nudity after that.
Oh, really? Shit. Because
Yeah,
I
people
just heard
were
that they
pushing that shit
cleaning
on
it up,
Tumblr.
because of what do you call it? Yahoo had just purchased them, so they wanted to make it more family friendly.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
upper. I heard that they had some people pushing crazy ass shit on their site, and they found out about it and just decided to clean. Maybe it was let's just clean everything up especially because of the Yahoo thing. It could be a convolution. It could be a combination of things, right?
Fire videos on Tumblr.
Bro,
man.
Tumblr used to be the go-to joint, especially for when you was at work and just want to see something freaky real quick and just get right back to do what you was doing. So anyway, I'm digressing,
Anyways,
right?
yes.
The Wayfair shit is wild to me because of this, right? A couple Twitter accounts pop up, accuse Justin Timberlake of sexual assault.
Yeah.
We have no credible resources behind these Twitter posts. Blogs run with it, and eventually mainstream media picks up on it because Justin now has to say something to defend himself, right?
Right.
Okay. Twitter is going crazy with this Wayfair shit. It's trending. Top 5. Mainstream media don't got nothing to say. You don't find that a little strange?
Well,
Especially the absorbent amount in which they tweet about shit that's trending. How often it just makes the headlines because it's trending. Even if they're calling it a skeptical joint, even if they're shunning it, even if they're shitting on it, right? Where is the expose on it? You know what I'm saying? Where is it turns out that Justin Timberlake has pooled receipts and he was not, you broke all that other shit down. That was just conjecture coming off of Twitter. But for some reason, when this is the conjecture, it's like, and you can go to the site, they pull all the shit down, and you can also, before you could track those bins through Yandex, all that shit was crazy, bro. Like, you can go there, put the codes in, see the girls, all that shit. Like,
on Wayfair?
No, it was Yandex.com. There was this USR code, UCS code that you could put in and go through this site and search. And you would see by the time I went to it through my VPN, because anybody get me on the website. So I was just like, basically, I searched the joint, and they had all these different posts and photos of what's being Googled about Wayfair itself pop up now. But it's just like, I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, show me Epstein is a real motherfucker. This isn't back in the day when we didn't. Pizzagate was crazy, but we know Epstein's real now. So, and we saw this nigga get murdered.
Right, like
so.
We still.
I gotta believe somebody's doing something crazy right now. On some level, man. I'm just willing to accept it on some level right now, especially when you see these cabinets. I'm like, $12,000. Why is this cabinet $12,000, nigga?
No
This
reason.
makes no sense.
I'm going on Wayfair right now. Oh, look at that. They're having an up to 70% off every day sale.
I bet they are.
Cabinets
Bet
just
they
too
are.
expensive.
Get this shit out of here.
Move that dope, Nick.
Hey.
Yeah, but that's crazy though. I was just talking to and this is slightly off topic, but still very much related. I was just talking to another one of my homegirls, and she was telling me her and two of her friends was about to trip to Atlanta, right? This weekend. And I'm like, first of all, Atlanta getting re-shut down. The mayor just stepped down, was like, we shutting everything down again. So then we start talking and she's giving me more information. I'm like, I went with her to go buy the suitcase from Walmart. So I'm like, and then last minute she told me like, oh, the trip's been canceled because the dude that was supposed to pay for me and my homegirls backed out. So I'm like, what nigga was going to pay for 3 girls to go to Atlanta?
Oh, you don't know?
So then she started telling me that like one of her homegirls was talking to this dude that she met through Snap that live in Atlanta. You know, they linked up, you know, met in person, went to Florida for a little vacay. And then he started talking, keep in mind, dude's 24, right? The girls I'm talking to are like 21, 22. So the dude is like, oh yeah, you know, you should come to Atlanta. Don't worry, I'll pay for your 2 homegirls too. And she's telling me this, and I'm just like, knowing what I know about like trafficking and highways and all that shit going down in Atlanta. And she's just giving me more and more details and information. I'm like, so none of this shit sounded fishy to you at all? That like some random dude, I'm like, what does Bruh Man do? Because if he's from Atlanta, in my head, there's only 3 ways he's getting, you know, this much money. I don't know how much a ticket to Atlanta costs, but all I know is I don't care how much I like the girl I'm talking to. I'm not paying for 2 of her extra homegirls to come stay with me in my crib if I don't have some type of freaky deaky ulterior motive.
It would definitely sound on some sketch shit.
So I'm like, this dude is scamming because that happened a lot in the ATL. He rapping because Atlanta's Atlanta, or he's in some type of technology field. So we're talking, and then like last minute he tell him that like, oh, you know, my crib in Atlanta got broken into. You know, I can't pay for y'all no more. And then the girl he's talking to, who I also know, she get mad and she tell her homegirls like, oh, the trip is off because he don't want to pay XYZ, whatever. So she's just telling me all this, and I'm like, it just sounded like this nigga was trying to get 3 fine girls down to Atlanta to do God knows what, seem nefarious to me. And I'm just like, you. Then I literally had to start breaking down to her how like it's just sketch because that highway shit, like we live right next to the highway, and from 95 south, north, whatever, you could literally within like 5-10 minutes hop on a highway and get to any other state, and like including Atlanta. So I just, that sex trafficking shit is just like really trippy and crazy to me. So I if she had told me this before, I'd be like, nah, you're not going, just like as your homie.
Nah, that shit's real there.
Yeah.
It's real though. Like that's a sketch ass story all day, yo. Like shit. Like, yeah, you and your girls can come, I'll pay for everything. And like, that's how taking started, nigga.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like real talk. That's the opening the taking, nigga. Like, and like I said, man, and if shit's going for $12,000 right now, nigga. That's the resale. I can only imagine what you got at the open. Like, shoot, man. Like I said, it's a dangerous, crazy, scary world.
It is, man.
Why are you not trying to, like, fix, like, I just don't see any, like, no one just seeming trying to fix society. Like, everything's just a bunch of Band-Aids, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one want to really say, okay, if we want to get rid of abortion, let's just make it so that women don't want to have them. Like, make it so that if she has the baby, he'll be fine. Won't have to starve. She won't have to starve. She'll have a nice, high-paying job. If she has a disability, the state will have some sort of compensation for. Like, let's put a world together and a society together where even if the baby is a manifestation of something horrible happens to the woman, she'll at least want to have it, maybe give it away for adoption or something, right?
Yeah.
I still think it should be legalized as just an optional recourse for women to have. But if you legalize it, that doesn't mean you have to make it normalized. You know what I'm saying? You can recourse and fix society to a point where people want to bring life into this world. Because I'm still questioning, like, shit, I even have a kid at this point.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. Like, we don't have anybody that has that compassionate tongue in order to explain both sides. It's like, yes, bringing a child into this world is a beautiful thing, but we understand that not everybody wants to do that. And so, if you don't want to do that, it's fine, But raising a family can be so fulfilling for people. You don't have anybody that knows how to say it like that. Like,
but see, the thing is, they just say it. They're not putting actions behind it. Like even if someone knowing how to say it, like, let's legislate and make a society where women feel it. Like, you saying it to them is not like going to come across. Like, you should have the thought in your brain, yo, making a family is gonna be dope. It shouldn't be any financial concerns in your mind. When you want to bring a baby into this world in this country.
We don't need to talk to the not to the public. All right, it's these other politicians that they need to talk to, because they're the ones saying no, they're not going to accept that. And then, but regardless whether they'll accept it or not, is whether or not we vote for it. You don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
So as that, the other politicians need to work together. It's like the public will always do things what they want. At the end of the day, the market will determine it, always.
But I'm just saying, like, I agree, but I just think that there's a broken way in which we like argue things in this country, like severely broken. It's kind of like, a substantive understanding. Like, and I get it. Like, to me,
we work in absolutisms right now.
The right will call you anti-patriotic. The left will cancel
you. Yeah.
And it's the same sort of besmirching of you having a different course of logic or thinking. And it doesn't make you a malicious person necessarily. I'm all for living in a society where if a woman's like yelling in the parking lot because a black man is walking across it and her brain is frying and she's calling the police and we got a Karen on our hands, yeah, put that shit on blast through Twitter all day.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping off of that. But when someone has like a difference of opinion on like things that they didn't grow up with, like if you have ignorant viewpoint of trans, then I would just want that to always be a conversation, because I just don't see a space in which like just canceling those individuals because of something that they can't grasp or fully understand, because of all the constraints society puts on them to think things have to be one way, right? And I get that, like, we have patience in different spaces with different things, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm supposed to have enough patience to understand that if the cop pulls me over, I got to make him calm down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The society's fine with that being the doctrine for us our whole lives. You learn how to keep the cop calm. Not the other way. Like, let's not legislate something so if he does go crazy for no fucking reason, he's at least liable. So maybe he'll think twice before he blows your fucking head off, because he might get sued. You obviously don't think about your life. So let's let him think about his wallet or some shit, right?
Right.
Cool. Okay then. All I'm saying is I understand that I don't have the recourse to say Joe Biden's canceled. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't cancel Joe Biden. And this man literally says he supports a piece of legislation that mediates my murder of my people. I have to not only vote for this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? So what is the point of this cancel culture if we really can't cancel niggas that are problematic? We got a whole president who wants to be president. Both our presidents are problematic. Both the options we have right now are problematic, nigga. And we can't cancel neither one of these motherfuckers. So I don't give a fuck what J.K. Rowling has tweeted out. Like, I just don't care, bro. I'm just saying, dog, like, I don't, like, we got to fix the part of the society that controls our lives with legislation, not the people that we love because of the art they make and the opinions they have make us go like, I used to like you. I'm just, I'm like, yo, I just want to get to a space where like we could give that same energy to the people who legislate our lives. Because like you were saying, Walt, like it's about the one politician being able to convince the other politician to do it. And the only reason they don't have to concern themselves with it is because his voter base is only caring about whether or not a woman has a right to choose or not. And I'm just like, what about your kids' education, all this other stuff? All you are concerned about is the wombs of women you do not know.
Yeah.
Like,
are the wombs of women you do.
yes, the wombs of women you do. Like, that is 100%. Like I said, I just want us to contextualize things, man. I just don't want us yelling about the wrong things. Like, you know, people who would literally come for anybody if they said anything like let's say somebody said something anti-Semitic, right? They would get dragged. Those same people are telling me to vote for Joe, and he supports legislation that kills me. Like, yeah. I'm trying to get the balance right. Like, okay, hold on. So someone could have hate speech. You're mad at the hate speech, but not the hate legislation.
Yeah.
You're still telling me you got to vote for this dude because he's the only way out. And I'm like, but he supports legislation that could possibly continue to murder my people. Yo, we got to worry about him because other motherfuckers actively trying to murder your people. These are the options for black people right now. I'm just being real. These are the options for black people.
That's what it's
called. All I know is that cancel culture shit is. Anytime I see somebody, oh, so-and-so person is done, they over with, I just keep scrolling, bro. So I'm like,
yeah,
y'all can't cancel nobody unless you really.
It's dying. It's on his last leg right now.
Cancel culture can exist, but the accountability method can't go away.
No, and that's what I said.
Yeah.
We'll always have that mechanism there.
Yes.
But I just want us to dial it to the section of society that's actually dictating our lives.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
Push the dial all the way. Let's go past J.K. Rowling and push it to the senators who tried to ban the BAFTA. Like, you know, I get that anger is manifested, worthy of it. Fight for it, right? Mm-hmm. I agree on those wholeheartedly. Like, I'm with you. I hate the fact that Ralph was still governor, had the whole blackface on. But did this motherfucker institute a legislation that said, you niggas gonna die if you out by 9 p.m.? No. You know, did he sign the 98, 94 crime bill? No. And you know what I'm saying? I have that one aspect of his past that makes me question his character and his intentions when he makes decisions that guide my life. I have reason to concern myself with the little things that concern Governor Ralph Northam. If he has a photo in blackface, I got to ask questions. The man dictates my life to a degree. Right now, for instance, if your governor does not have a mask on when he's talking, we know who he rock with.
Yeah.
Like, that's point blank period. People say, oh, Trump can't possibly win. I go out, people still don't got masks on, bro. Those are his voters.
And you know, like,
we know who they are right now. Do you see a nigga without a mask today?
Oh, shit.
He's voting for Trump.
It's really simple for Joe too, because if Joe were to say, hey, you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna take Yang's plan of that universal income. Don't worry about a stimulus check coming every month, because this is going to be the new normal for you. All right.
Yeah.
He could even steal that one. Yang fans will be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, you stole that shit, but we can admire that shit. All right. 2, every poor person is gonna say thank you for thinking of us, even if they don't even realize how the money is going to get there to begin with. Just the fact that they are receiving money is going to entice them to vote for Joe. That's it. And then third, he's going to say, hey, look at all the people that are on my side right now, all the voters, all right? Think about that. If you align yourself with me, all right, think about how much they are going to want to keep you in power, all right? That's his appeal to the senators right there. So everybody that is red, like all the red ones, especially, because if he continues to play his hand the way he should, or quote unquote should, yeah, it's gonna help a lot of minorities, but it's also gonna help all those poor white people too. And if he continues to talk to them, that's the way that's the way he wants to flip them, and that's the way he's going to have to flip them.
I just don't think you can appeal to them.
Nah, it's money talks.
Okay,
Money
I
talks
think
hard.
the moment when I realized that they can't be appealed to, the white moderates, whoever these people are, right? The reason I realized they can't be appealed to is simple. The ACA, Affordable Care Act. It was repeal Obamacare. That's what Obamacare is.
Yeah.
They didn't know that the ACA and Obamacare was the same thing because of Brandon on the right.
Yeah.
That's how far down the rabbit hole they are, right? So if I'm Joe, I would just leave them. Concern yourself with the young dude who was working Uber when the pandemic hit, had to fall off, got sick with the COVID for about 2 weeks, couldn't work. His job knew he had the COVID, so he can't work. And then he finally got his legs back. He started working, got sick again. Doesn't have health care. Never had it this whole time. Hospital bills piling up. Like, to me, I think you have a better shot of enticing that person than you do with appearing to not be who you are to entice another person. But I just don't, because I'm just like, to this point, because to me, when you tell me we got to do whatever possible to get him out of office and I don't see it from you, it just makes me question it, because I'm just like, bro, why wouldn't you just give niggas, like you said, the UBI? Do you know how much conservative support Andrew Yang had? Do you know how many libertarians like Andrew Yang?
Right.
If you actually adopt some of his policies,
you gonna
you
automatically
probably could draw some of his base.
Exactly. Off of one thing. That's it. Off of one thing. Not even any of his other policies. Just that one policy. Boom. You got so many more people on your side. All right. And those people are gonna ride because they're gonna want to see that policy enacted. All right.
And this is the thing. Joe is acting as if we didn't have a primaries.
Right.
Bro, we know how much the progressive ideas entice people. They watch the debates.
Right.
Pete Buttigieg had fans. Yes. Elizabeth Warren had fans. Julian Castro had fans.
Yes.
Like Bernie Sanders had a coalition behind him.
And that's why
you're not going to do anything to get them, bro. Like Joe what did you have? All you had was name recognition.
Exactly. And you know what? That's cool too, because it's like, I'm Joe Biden and here's what I stand for. And as long as he takes like the best thing from each candidate, that's it. That's all you need, because you're gonna get everybody from each segment. That's the beauty of it. Joe Biden just needs to be Captain Planet right now, but he doesn't want to get the fucking rings together. That's it.
He
just needs to be Captain Planet. He can't be his own thing. He has to have other things to make him whole.
I don't know. I ain't no poli-sci major or whatever, but I do know that this man Joe really does not he don't even want this joint, son. Like, he really don't want it. Like, he just feels like
that's what I'm saying. I really feel like that now. Like, after today, when that qualified immunity shit broke, and I'm starting to hear that he's the main reason that shit wasn't in there, like, I'm just like, huh?
I love how black people are always like, hey, man, y'all want this shit, man. Like, black people are they be like, yo, like...
Dude, does he, though?
I'm just saying, like...
Because if you wanted it, you would try, my nigga. Like, you would try.
No, I'm really just saying, like, and yeah, this is an ageism thing, but I'm like, bro, son, life expectancy in this country about, like, 78, bro.
Hey, yo, and the stress with the presidency?
And that actually fell for the first time in, like, except for the first time in 6 years, that dropped last year.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
The age of life, when you're expected to die. They said it dropped for the first time in, like, 6 years.
Well, I mean...
Bro, what does Joe care if y'all niggas are able to sue a cop when the man only got 4 more years left to go?
And that's why I think we can draw the conclusion he don't want to win, because we not asking what Joe think. Because you just said it. Like, why would he care? I know you don't care. So don't care all the way, nigga. Like, stop trying to act like you care about getting these white Republican voters and just not care on the others. I be saying this. I be like, look, bro, you got my vote, Joe. You have my vote already, bro. I'm voting for you. You're not going to lose me. You're not going to lose me. Like, and that's a shitty thing to say, but it's the fact. It's the truth of the matter. And you know that shit. And so it makes you feel entitled instead of grateful. You know, it makes you feel entitlement instead of gratitude. Like, because gratitude should be, yo, these people want change. They don't want this man right now. What does he represent? Let me look down the list. What was hot in the primaries? What did people love? We see the need for free healthcare right now. He still doesn't support that. We know the benefits and financial gains that states across this whole entire country have got from legalizing marijuana. He don't want to do that. Oh, ending qualified immunity, literally on every protest sign across all 50 states for the past 4 weeks. Plus, like for the past 2 months, pretty much. That's all it's been, right? He don't want to do that. And then we go and say, okay, Joe, what you got for us, bro? What do you have for us?
Vote for that other nigga because that ain't good for my pockets, bro. None of that shit is good for his pockets.
Like
he don't want to do the. He don't want to do the. He mentioned the assault weapons ban. I think he's behind that. But I'm just like climate change. You don't even want to get real on that because, like Lou said, he won't be here.
None of these old heads gonna be here.
And Lou, that might be the real problem. Joe just too old to give half a fuck about anything, bro. That's really what it is.
Like I hate to break down like all this shit is very complicated, but honest to God, like why would you care?
I really think that's what it is, bro. He just don't give a fuck. He really don't. And like you said, like you were saying, Walt, how history gonna remember? He really don't give a fuck.
Yeah. His grandkids are straight,
he really don't. He really don't give. He wants the dub.
Yes.
He wants the dub from Trump. Like if he gets that dub, he don't give a fuck what he do in there, bro.
Like, you know what? Maybe it's because I've been watching Hamilton too much, but that's not how you get the dub, though. You gotta fight back, man. You gotta be punchy.
He don't have it in him, son. He's a bag of dirt. Man, I don't even know he had for breakfast this morning, son.
Yeah, and it's a sad sight to see because we had so many viable candidates up there. For some weird reason, he won. Like, and this is our fault. I realize, man. You know how black people be like, black people always say shit like, you know, BLM. Until they get political, right? Or some stupid shit. And I just realized, man, first of all, we're black. Our being in this country is political. Like who we were in our humanity was defined in the founding doctrines of this country.
Yep.
As soon as they wrote 3/5, nigga, we was the most political piece of chips on the tour. They did it because of politics, nigga. They literally did it for voting. Our identity is shaped through politics, nigga, in this country. Literally, whether or not we can be humans, whether or not we have access to resources, every single decision about our freedom has been political. So when niggas say shit like, well, I don't like to get into politics, I'm like, nigga, politics shape your identity. The very fiber of your being in this country as an African American it's politics. Your whole being is politics, nigga. And this is what I mean when I say we fucked this up. We gave Joe North, South Carolina, I think, another southern state he won. And as a result of that, Joe carried the momentum that the Democrats need. You got to win these certain states according to their metrics because black people helped Joe win those states. The rest of the candidates bowed down to Joe on Super Tuesday, eliminating Bernie's chances, even though he was close behind Joe in all these other places. And this is the reality of it. That was the power of our vote, bro. Our vote right now got Joe so conceited that he don't think he need to concern himself about how we view him to the point where he told us we ain't black if we don't rock with him.
Nigga feeling himself, man.
Feeling himself because it's literally like, it's like, yo, we let him come to the cookout.
Yeah.
He took plates.
He got comfortable.
He got comfortable, bro. Plates. He got Gary Owen level comfortable. Yeah, he ain't put in Gary Owen work.
Yeah, he did not.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I realized, man. And it's like, because I should have seen it when you said you ain't black. Yeah. Just the level of ego.
That is when instead of calling him Mr. Stevenson, he said Unc. He's like, no, I don't know who you are, but no.
Yeah. Case in point, bro. It's like I said, I just think that's where we are right now. That's truly where we are right now. We are so screwed. It's not even fucking funny. We're fucked.
So how can we run for office? That's not how I mean to say that, because I understand there is a process that to actually run for office. So but it's like
We
I
need to
don't know.
put Joe in
I don't know. Like
and then
honestly,
form our
if
own
I
political party for the next 2024.
no man, like yes, yeah, put Joe in. Yeah, I mean that's on the back end now
That's
because
what I'm saying. I know it's on the back end.
that's
I'm just saying, I was giving you step by.
that's a done deal.
That's
Yeah,
done deal.
but it's yeah,
Now I
but
know
it's
that's gonna
like
get him in
like
there,
where
but my vote
do
for
we
him is a
start?
done deal.
Do we? Yeah, like but like do we start writing essays like ourselves? Like do we start like not necessarily backing certain people because I feel like the backing certain like the well I mean yeah we still gotta back certain people. I don't know like there's a million little flies going on
I
in my
just
head
think we
right
got
now.
to strengthen ourselves on the local levels.
Mm,
Show up and just like we as a demographic. This is the thing about it. Overall, voters fall off when it's the midterms.
mm.
Black people can never do that.
Hold up.
Where is your car?
All right, hold on. Which car?
The truck has. Which car?
He said, "Where's your car?" I said, "He took a second to process that
Hey,
shit."
every African parent after they say hey like that, oh man, no, they got you. That's it.
What's I about to say? I lost my train of thought.
The God, the Savior,
Midterms.
the Savior.
Midterms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, cause I'm thinking I'm like, all right, we got ideas. We can start positioning ourselves, to lead. When like 33, like we can do everything. It doesn't matter what kind of office you're trying to, like
No,
we can start now, but like
no.
yeah, like
I was going to say, I just really think we need to show up in every fucking election possible
yeah.
for the next 4 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, molding a public coalition that is the black, and that's what I mean when I say BLM needs to become a political party,
Mm-hmm.
not the organization itself. Let them remain an organization, just as the DNC is an organization. But the party needs to extend, and what I mean by that is the platform of BLM is Black Lives, the sanctity of Black lives.
Mm-hmm.
That is ending poverty, anything that would contribute to the sanctity or saving of Black lives, ending poverty, putting protections in for trans people and legislation, doing whatever we got to do to have the coalition. If you Black, no matter what your orientation is, whatever it is, if your life is a Black life, we need that joint front and center and being protected. And the agendas in that organization need to reflect that wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't think you can be, and what I say when I say vote heavily is this.
Inside
Um, yeah.
Yo,
So
Are
what
you
I'm
good?
saying with the
yeah,
midterms is,
I gotta move something real quick. Give me
okay.
like 20 minutes or something. I'm gonna be gone for a minute.
All right.
All right.
So like every other podcast.
Yep, got stuff to do. I'll be back.
Okay. So this is what I mean to say. I'm just saying, like, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our vote is leveraged in the presidential election. The local and midterm, they don't care about us, even though those are the things that affect our lives the most.
Mm-hmm.
In all reality, right? What I'm saying is we can't afford to not be at the voting booth because we need to show our control of the voting booth. And one way alone that we can signify our unity is to get our overall voting numbers up. I don't care about which party you vote for. The act itself is what I care that you participate in. So unity and being, even if you're gonna go vote for Trump this year and you're black, go vote. I'm being serious when I say this.
Yeah.
Because as black people, I want our numbers to always be solid in that metric and space so that when elections come around, they don't have to worry about the vanishing base that shows up because Obama's cool and his wife is great. But it still has a base there. So Hillary doesn't have to truly legislate change for our lives because that base is there already for her. Joe doesn't truly have to legislate change for our lives because that base is already there for him. But if that base was proven to have power on the local election side, meaning it's dictated the overall political landscape of its state, when the federal elections come, politicians have to have a higher level of concern for how they choose to go about courting our vote. And what I mean by that is this. If we are a steady block of voters, both party lines, whatever we do, if only, let's say 100% African Americans vote and 20% of them go Republican, 80% go Trump, right? But 100% African Americans voted. That means on both parties, you have to acknowledge that when election time comes, if I can court black people, I know I got votes. I don't have ideological, you know what I'm saying? They know they have votes in the booth. So if you don't mind, so you will look at your demographic in your state and be like, okay, if I can get African Americans, I'm gonna get 13% of the voting population right away. I got that 13%, right? And then they'll say, and then the Republicans will be like, oh, I need to, they can't, the Republicans will be like, okay, I need to get at least 5% of that African American vote. I know they'll be there for me. They'll be there, right? And so the shifting starts to change in how they approach things because it just starts to, did Lewis call up?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Let's still call back in. But I'm just saying in terms of like, you just want it to be solid. You know, a politician knows he can get a drink from that well. You know, like there'll always be water in there. Now, whether or not he has access to allow to use that water depends on what he's saying to us for us to open that and give him that water. But that water has to always be there. It has to be a guarantee that it's there. And that's what I think our true unity starts is that vote, that one thing. Because if you think about the central idea of most things and how they operate in this country, it's voting. Your school board votes on when the school year should end. It's voting, you know? And us, like, remember the dude, he had the Connie who was shopping? The white woman who was shopping when Gary Chambers was talking?
Yes.
The school board was voting on changing the name from Lee, the race,
Okay,
Robert Lee.
Yeah.
They were voting on that, right? And he was looking and seeing, he was like, I appreciate that even the black people are choosing to stay for this argument because even the black people in the room at that moment in time wasn't saying shit to Connie, but there was a black woman next to Connie who was paying attention, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like, we need to be there for those things. When local elections are happening, when they have these freaking, when they have these little coalition meetings to decide whether or not they should put a shopping plaza up where that forest used to be, we need to be at those things. Like, I'm just saying that's where our unity is. And some of us could be there to say we don't want it. That's fine. But I'm saying civics. Our unity needs to be in civics.
Do you know if there's an app that breaks down election, not election info, but who's running, candidate info, you know, by by jurisdiction, county, you know, province, state, you know,
Most
federal.
there's like there's local articles usually about most politicians
But is there
Washington
like
Post would do something.
is there an app that aggregates all of them?
I don't know if there's an app. There might be.
Yeah.
But like I said, I just think our shifting of who we put under scrutiny for the things they do, it just needs to shift. And when it shifts for us as a people, we just need to always be attentive to, because like I said, man, I don't like this at all right now.
No, I hear you, but I'm thinking of a way that we can reach out, because if we can have an app, have it geared towards Black issues, and then attach social media.
Well, there's pieces of it right now.
Yeah.
What I mean by there's pieces of it is Sean King has forces on the ground to change DAs. And he has apps that you can utilize and basically his social media drives that. Grassrootswall.org. There's entities that he's created to change these local municipalities, the sheriffs, to get progressive ones in there. So everything you're talking about is in pieces from a bunch of different organizations.
Yeah.
And I think we'll have a coalescing of those forces soon.
Yeah.
Because I think activism needs to become a mechanism of democracy. Because I don't think there is democracy without activism, especially in a capitalistic democracy. I think you need the activism to create the balance of the powers that be.
Exactly.
So I think activism is another arm, an institutional arm of our society that in some weird way can never be institutionalized, but must always be a facet and something that we support monetarily. So, because it will always have to be a checks and balances thing. And what I mean, and I think activism for us, it starts with activism, meaning when we turn the protests into registration drives for voting, that is a key thing. Did you see the lady from Mississippi? The county treasurer, she was something, but she was saying how she was concerned because Black people were having a lot of voter registration drives. And she was concerned about it. This white woman, right?
Why would that concern you?
Because she knows what voting means. She knows the true power of it, right? They like to get us into this convoluted space where that thing has no meaning, right?
Right, like
I'm not going to say it isn't fraud. I'm not going to say the system that operates it isn't fraudulent, that they don't have trickery. So maybe misalign our votes depending on if it's electronic based, and if they let ballots go missing. I'm not saying there's not manipulation of it, but manipulation of a system does not mean the system in itself is inherently flawed. It just means that they know the power of that system and they game it because of the power it garners them. So it's like, if you say, oh man, you know they're gonna the voter suppression, right? They're rigging it so we don't vote. Because they know how powerful voting is. They ain't gonna rig shit that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna rig something that's detrimental to you. You know, it's, oh man, they rigged the because look at it this way. You know how they won't legislate guns as harshly as they should because they know it makes it harder for us to get our hands on them. You know, Chicago has strict gun laws, but Indiana's like come ye, come all.
Yeah.
And it's just one state line cross, right? And it's just simple and the transport. And they know all this shit. They know all this shit already, right? But the reason why it won't become federal legislation is because it will better our lives. So if something is being legislated in a way that hinders you, it's because they know it will benefit your life. So if they're willing to manipulate your voting booths, it's because they know you voting will help you. But they're not going to legislate those gun stores in your neighborhood or in your community or in your city because they know that will help you. So it's like, let's leave the gun stores open. Let's not give them stimulus checks. Let's let the unemployment rate go down. Let's let the unemployment benefits wash away. Let's let the evictions begin at the end of July. all this is gonna happen. And we still talking about whether or not Trump gonna have a mask on when we see him next time.
Right.
So, like I said, man, I'm questioning a lot about society right now, bro. Cause I'm saying to myself, I know I am not that smart. Somebody has to see these things
Right.
for what they are in a position of power. Somebody has to see this shit. Don Lemon at some point is gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, somebody has to see it. And we have people who are seeing it. Sean King today said, look, I'm not telling you not to vote for Joe. I'm just saying, Joe, what the fuck is you doing? Why is this like this? I'm just asking. I heard through the grapevine that they wanted to do this. Joe was like this. Look, I knew this was going to happen with Joe. Sean was like, I knew it was going to happen with Joe because he's Joe. Because I'm not shocked by this. I'm not surprised by this. I'm just disappointed in him that he still did this, even though he sees the climate today. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could read a protest sign. What is qualified immunity? CNN did a whole freaking 15-minute segment on the shit. That's what I'm saying. He knows what it all is, right? And he still chose to do that shit. And Sean was just like, why, nigga? Why? Like, why the fuck would you smack the strongest supporters in your base right now? Absolute just smack him across the face, yo. Had my mom questioning, well, I don't know if we should defund the police.
Why not?
The only reason she's saying is because she knows Joe doesn't rock with
Yeah.
I'm just like, come on, man. Dude, this is so depressing to me.
It is.
Like, it's utterly depressing, bro. Utterly depressing.
No, I'm trying to think like how it's the money aspect. That's really what I'm trying to solve. But you know what? I'm not a money guy. Like there are money people that know like how the finances work and like, oh no, we could possibly do something, but they need to actually be.
I like Robert Smith's plan. Corporate America puts 2% of their net growth annually into black banks and communities.
Yeah.
And we're talking about corporate America, so we're talking like billions and trillions of dollars.
Exactly. That's
2% of that is a lot.
Fortune 500 companies, yes.
Yeah, so 2% is quite a bit of money. Yeah. And you basically take that, put that into black community, and you do that every year. You just take 2% of corporate America's net growth, meaning the totality of it, and just take 2%, whatever that breaks down per corporation over 500, whatever. They each get that percentage, and then you take that tax percentage and give it straight to black communities and black banks and black business owners. And he just said you do that every year with 2% of the net annual growth, meaning, like, yeah, I just get that. Like I said, man, that's not even, like, the thing is, when Robert Smith explains it, he's better at explaining it than I am because he's a numbers guy, right? He knows the metric behind it. But the beautiful thing about politics is Joe just got to say the basic shit.
Exactly.
We're going to take 2% of this shit and put it over here. And you can have it.
What we expect for it to happen.
Exactly. And you can complicate the explanation of it. And 2% don't sound like a lot. Just don't explain the monetary number behind it. When you go on the black publication, be like, this is what 2% breaks down to. You all going to be getting 300, 400 billion a year, right?
Yeah.
And then when you go on the white publications, just be like, just 2%. Just give them a little something, something. Because like I said, because
they can do the numbers themselves.
Because to your point, if Joe is surmising that he can't do what he can do because he knows white people trigger happy.
Exactly. Like
I'm not opposed to that with that belief, but
there are already plans in place that would have helped everybody. He could have said, "Hey, y'all, we're just gonna give $1,000 a month to everybody. Black people, this really gonna help y'all too, right? But please, like, look at this and really understand how this is going to help you. But it's gonna help everybody." Like, that's all he has to do. Like, you can, because once you say this is coming, just like you said to a black publication, break it down, and then because who the hell is gonna pick up Essence and really search for political interviews? But yeah, you put that shit in a black publication and you let them know like this in the community.
Play the game.
That's it. You already helping everybody. Just say, hey, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that way, and even for instance, right? And that way, when a one black person is like, "Why come Joe ain't supporting this?" You could grab and be like, "He is supporting. Read this." They be like, "Boy, he said this on CNN." I'll be like, "Yeah, but he said this on BET."
Exactly.
And they just be like, well, how can we know which one to trust? I was like, motherfucker, we'll find out in November.
Exactly.
See you at the polls. Like, give me something, Joe.
But as long as the message overall is consistent, because it can be like, oh, why are you on the left side of the umbrella? No, I'm on the right side of the umbrella. It's like, but we're still under the umbrella.
That's what I'm saying. Use the detailed brush when you're talking to black folks, and use the broad stroke when you're talking to white folks.
That's it, man.
We try to help black people.
But
that's all you gotta say, Joe.
Right.
And then when you come to black people, tell us how you want to help.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there was an app that shows like each political candidate that's running, their stand, it's a platform that would help black people.
Yeah. Like, I need you to explain to black people how not ending qualified immunity helps black people.
Yes.
Because if that wasn't your line of thinking in that means you did that to benefit somebody else.
Exactly.
And I need to know who the fuck they are. And if they voted for your ass in South Carolina like we did, nigga. Because at this point, I got questions for you, bro.
Right.
Because if I hear you name one police union who's giving to your campaign, I'm a loser.
And that's another thing too. It's like, why are the police unions really that powerful?
Yep. Yeah, I think old Klan, bro.
True.
Old Klan lineage, man. Dog, they said 75% of the congressmen were KKK members in the 60s. You got to think how deep those robes run, bro.
Yo, man, we gotta run for Congress.
When they released Birth of a Nation, that shit was a phenomenon. It swept the nation. Think how many Harry Potter fans you have. That's like Birth of a Nation when it came out.
God damn, that's wild.
Think of the whole sections of fantasy life that were created, the games, the gummy bears.
Yeah.
That was the Klan. At some point in this country, that was the Klan. The fantasticism that surrounds Harry Potter surrounded the Klan in America, bro. So you got to think of, and the ideology was in there. It wasn't like it was a different version of the Klan.
No, it was
like a Klan that, it was the Klan that killed niggas. Like, it wasn't a Klan that cleaned up your neighborhoods. No, it was a Klan. Their sole function was the brutality and control of black people. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I put this on Facebook the other day, but this is my question of the week, right? And I kind of want Lou to be a part of this. I don't know if he called back in at this point. But
he did say 20 minutes, so
yeah. So I wanted to kind of breach. I guess I could just talk about what I want to talk about a little bit instead of putting a question from that. Dude, the amount of black people. What year? Let me put it this way. What year do you think a white man first time he went to jail for killing one of us?
You know what's real fucked up? I thought a time to kill, and then I'm like, that wasn't real, Walter. Like,
no, and even in that they had got away with it.
Right.
He killed them, and then he was on trial.
He was in jail.
So that was about a black man killing white people.
Right.
But they had already got away with the raping of the young girl. So
I'm really trying to think. Like,
just ask yourself, what year do you think? What decade in this country do you think a white man finally went to jail for killing a black person? Like, they literally was like, yo, you killed this man. You're serving time for this. It wasn't I fear for my life. Witnesses corroborate his story.
Honestly,
that the black
it's gonna be a really weird answer, but I think the 70s, like the first time.
No,
but that
I couldn't get past, like, literally I'm like 70s, 80s in my mind.
Yeah, like I can't get past that.
Meaning like most of the
last time.
Meaning like most people in our lives were alive when this we have family members that were alive. Because I really just think about it. Like, because if you look how hard it is to prove that the police did it with the video, and imagine the white people who were just able, with no witnesses, no cameras, were able to just say, I fear for my life. And it was just accepted.
Yeah.
This black man came after me, booga, booga, booga. And I did what I had to do.
But it's just like what you said before, like, we don't have white allies. Like, there were at least white allies back then, like 12 Angry Men. There was that one man that stood up to all the other ones. All right, but where's that now?
Yeah. And like, especially in the political space, right?
Right. It's like, it's okay to stand, it's okay to go against. Like, That's why at least I admired John McCain, because he was like, nah. There's some shit I'm rocking with you, but there's also some other shit. No, I'm not gonna rock with that. And I'm gonna correct
No.
you too.
Yeah.
You know, and that
100%.
is
Like
completely
when
okay.
the one lady tried to, when he was running away, the one lady tried to say Obama was Muslim.
Yeah,
McCain was like, "Ma'am, we're not saying that. He's a Christian. I've talked to him. He's a good man. We don't need to bring that
exactly,
type of dialogue into this, right?" Now, of course,
exactly,
later on, he joined the fear mongering team. However, for that brief moment, the reality of how we need to be as human beings shine through, right?
exactly.
So I'm with you, man. But I really just need to know when, because I'm just really thinking, and it's just dawned on me, like, bro, like the amount of murders that they have done to us and just excused it as us doing something to them.
Exactly.
Like when you think of the numbers behind that, bro, because this is, I'm talking because in the book it goes defended their life against an attack. We're attackists and rapists on the docket.
Still,
Yeah, but we didn't do the rape. We didn't attack. They just killed us. They did it for fun. Like it was festival, like carnival and shit. When they used to go to lunches, they had popcorn and shit. They were like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you gotta just imagine, like, there used to be dark people, they used to just hunt niggas on the weekend. This is what they were saying in 13th, is like when you look at our migration out of the South to the urban cities, they said we were escaping terrorism. Like Jim Crow, like all that, we were escaping terrorism, bro. We were refugees when we went north to Chicago and Detroit.
yeah,
And when we went to these cities, these cities of industrial, we were essentially refugees from terrorism. So I think of the people in Yemen or Syria. That was us escaping out the South from the Klan and the Klan followers. Like, because you gotta imagine, it was you look. Remember Time to Kill? He became a nigga lover for wanting justice for a black man. Like, so even if you were a white person, knew that this white person killed this black person for no reason, you can't say nothing because you become a nigga lover. So it's a taboo in society for you to do the right thing in regard to our lives. So it's like we're reverse engineering all that, bro. Because like you said, I think it's the 70s too.
yeah,
And for that to really stick in our brains, where it's like we can't, as logical, conscious black men in America, go further than the 70s, bro.
yeah.
Our understanding of what's going on doesn't allow us to. It just doesn't.
Nah,
It doesn't allow us
it's
to go
it's
like,
been
well, I'm pretty sure a black man got justice in the 18th. Nope. Nope. I can't tell you. I can't say we got justice in the 1930s, 1950s. I can't say we got justice. Our 70s is cutting it close.
yeah, like that's as because damn sure won't happen in the '60s.
I think if it happened, it's because whatever white person killed, like he killed the white woman too. Like let's say
It's like there was an
yeah,
accompaniment.
exactly. Like he killed 3 people. One of them was black, so he went to jail. So technically, the black man got justice.
He really killed 2 people and then a nigga died.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. This
Like,
racism is killing me inside.
what? Don't you mean 3 people? No, I said 2 people died and a nigga.
Yeah, basically, bro.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just like, yo, it's just like they're in jail for the 2 white people they killed, but
Yeah.
And they got charged because they had to get the nigga off the street. So that's the company. So the state's charging you for body removal fee.
Body removal.
Body removal fee. You gotta cremate this here nigga now.
He ain't had no family. Meanwhile, his wife and kids watching from their window, sobbing.
And it's funny, man. Let's say this dude killed 3 people, and then he's getting put to death for it, right? And back in the day, and then the black people who person that they killed, that they loved, can't even go because his wife's only at the lynching. But this is the layer and level to which I don't think people really dive into. People don't understand when you read history, you have to understand it was a fully functioning society.
Yeah.
That means everything that happens now was happening in a different way.
Music was being made. New
Exactly.
recipes were happening.
Like they said, the ice cream song is "Nigga Love a Watermelon."
Yeah.
Just, you know that old good tune. Yeah,
Yeah,
and people
racist.
exactly, bro. And it's just like, cause look at it this way: these Confederate statues we tearing down went up in the '80s and '90s. Nigga, like they didn't even go up when these niggas was alive. They
Right.
went up recently. Like,
It's like why are we honoring them? First off, these motherfuckers lost.
yeah,
So just
but don't forget,
oh,
in
but
their
no, I'm still with
minds, they just
oh,
lost the battle, not the war. Nah, I think that's how they
okay.
process that shit. I think
But
that's where the reenactment started from. I think reenactments were them niggas still training, and then they just said eventually it just turned into the reenactments.
we're gonna have to get back to these muskets.
Yep.
Uh, but but somebody on Twitter said there are Americans and then there are USAians, and the USAians are really the ones trying to jostle and hold on to this old culture. Like,
Mm.
yeah,
I call them Americans and Americans.
America Karens.
Yeah, with the three Ks.
Yup. Hey, speaking about America, Joey Badass.
Oh, I knew he was about to say that nigga. He got three
Yeah,
joints dropping on Friday.
right. So I was just like, oh,
I'm waiting
okay.
on him. I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on him.
Yeah, man. I was just
That's
like,
gonna be lit.
yes. If anybody, if I wanted to hear from anybody right now, he's definitely a voice I would want to hear from.
I completely agree. We need music, Joey.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna have to apologize. Even though fans right now don't know this, whatever. Whoever's watching this, I'm gonna have to walk back what I said because I found myself earlier this week. I was like, hey, yeah, I need some Kendrick right now. Like, I just need
Okay.
that level. Yeah. I was just
I I just knew you weren't in your right state of mind at the time when
man.
you
I
was
was just
talking. Um,
hey.
I love Zay. We both love Zay.
Yes.
But
Yes.
when I said who you need to drop nickel,
Yeah. Nah. Who I needed that? Like who I want? Like I definitely want that Zay. I
I
don't
want
know
to
who I
hear
need.
Zay's growth.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I need a message from Kendrick.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just looking to see if Zay's the Zay I think he can be.
Exactly. Like you still like you're not there yet, but you
Yeah.
know what? And you might be there to yourself, but from a overall like music fan perspective, it's just like we rooting for you, you know. So keep pushing,
Exactly.
But yeah, nah, I need a proper,
I need a Kendrick.
message.
I need a
Yes.
Kendrick video.
Hey, they said
I
J
need
Hope gonna be
album.
dropping rather soon too.
Oh yeah, that's what my boy from Earth Gang said.
Yeah.
That's good news too, man. Because I need that joint. Snow on the Bluff still hold up though. That joint fire.
Yeah.
Such a calming beat
Yeah.
and melody too. I just listen to that joint when I'm stressing. I just be like, yo. Like I said, man, I be sitting in the crib like, is anybody seeing this shit? You know?
Yeah, man. It's
The fuck is going on, Joe? Why Joe 2020, nigga? Like I said,
why
man, these
niggas?
cases is spiking.
Yeah, man.
Um,
I just saw one of my friends at the beach with about 12 of her friends. Ain't got no mask on. It was like,
I know, right? Like we supposed to be going to the shoot in Atlanta, but we masking up
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
the whole time.
You
Like
know,
masks, Lysol, disinfectant. Kenny got everything ready. Got a whole hazmat suit if niggas want to wear it.
absolutely. Because it's like we can work. Like I truly believe that we can work, but especially for film, I think it can work a lot better. Because one, like if you have a good set, you don't need a bunch of people. You just
Yeah,
need crew as minimum as possible, and then the actors, and that's it. Nothing
yeah,
too big. But yeah, man. Like as long as your actors especially have tested negative, and then maintain somewhat distance or whatnot. If you need to get close, you try to minimize it. Um, but yeah, wash your hands. Like mask up when
Yeah.
you're not doing a scene, and then yeah,
Yeah.
like things
I'm
are
pretty
still
sure like
fine.
no one's been tested where we're going.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just going on the precaution of look, I'm treating it like when I go out every now, I'm just like, I'm not taking my mask off
hey, facts. Yeah,
from when I leave this house. So only time I'm gonna take it off when I go to the shower, and
yeah,
that's gonna be after lights so hit the bathroom. And I told people on set you can walk outside, get your breath and everything, but like I'm not. If I'm in proximity in a closed space with people, that thing is on. I have to
absolutely.
bring my beard down some so I can grab my face better.
Yeah,
Cause yeah, man, I'm not trying to catch whatever this joint is. They say this shit might be causing brain diseases now.
word.
Seen reports out of the UK. This woman presented with mild symptoms, had to cough fever for a couple of weeks. She beat it, or she thought she did, but she
Mm.
hallucinated that she saw like animals in her living room and shit. So now they're saying there's multiple cases popping up where it could be causing psychological disorders in people.
Damn.
So
They're gonna have to see if there's anything underlying that would cause that. So because
she said no, there was no family history of mental illness, none whatsoever in her whole family. So
mm,
I don't know. Maybe there's some undiagnosed stuff in the family, but
yeah,
because when people say there's no history, I just mean nobody went to the hospital, nigga. Your whole
exactly.
uncle could
Like
have been bipolar as fuck his whole life.
right, right. Like I know a family like mine. Like I know depression runs in my family, but nobody talks about it. You know.
Exactly, man. And I
Yeah.
think, oh man, R.I.P. Naya Rivera.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
And I know it wasn't suicide, but I'm just saying that's like,
Yeah. No, it's sad. It's super
yeah,
sad.
that's. I never saw her like. I never was a fan of her, or like I never seen anything with her in it. Really,
Mm.
some
Yeah,
early
I didn't
stuff.
watch Glee.
Nah, I
But
never watched Glee either.
I know she was a good singer though. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how beloved she is. For me, it's kind of like everybody be posting her. You know, it's a tragedy, man.
Yeah, man. But they say that some people are saying Glee is cursed now.
I can support,
Yeah,
nigga.
it's like what?
America's
Like
cursed. I'm,
oh, fat. Yo, all right.
I'm
So
like, there ain't one
uh,
thing that they curse in this bitch right
I
now.
was trying to figure out. I'm like, yo, why is America so cursed? And then I'm like, if we didn't kill the Indians, then or the Native Americans,
It's built on sacred Indian ground.
right, right. Like
That's why it's
if
cursed.
maybe if we didn't kill them and just incorporated their culture a little bit more, we could have had a
Nope,
somewhat,
nope, no,
better
nope,
society.
nope. Don't forget, everybody's key to success in this country was assimilation. They
Hey,
couldn't. That's why I
facts.
always hate when people say, no, the I was like, no, this country's main agenda was assimilation. They wanted you to get closer to whiteness. Like it was all about
Facts.
uniformity. Uniformity was your bridge to success, not your differences. We're just now living in a space where those are being celebrated truly, for
Mhm.
tangibly celebrated. That's why I hate when people always act like like there's this Clarence Thomas ugly ass wife. It's like she wants the mayor of Clifton to take Black Lives Matter down from the town square because he hung the sign up in Virginia Clifton. And she's like, take it down. BLM is a hateful organization that is spreading like division amongst our country and trying to start and incite violence, right? And I believe she believes it, right?
Mhm.
And this is the thing that's tripping me out. Like I just hate this thought of, and this is Terry Crews a little bit too. Like, where is such a virulent showing of unity that it makes you so nervous that it's just going to overwhelm you?
Yeah, like
You know, all these blacks registering to vote. You know, they all out here and they want the free. Like, what part of what you see from us shows you that you must be concerned?
the the thing is, for does Terry Crews think all black people want to pass? Like, just like, oh, we
No,
want to do whatever the fuck we
he he
want. Like,
literally he literally is seeing the extremist side of us as bad, which
but not the
isn't.
extremist side of white people.
No, he does too, but I just think he's over concerning himself with the extremist side of black people because I haven't discerned that it's like we won't ever start the race war.
Nah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't see that from us. And I could be wrong. Like maybe a nigga will one day just go crazy and just kill white people for no fucking reason. I don't know. This shit is crazy. But I just look at it as this sort of benchmark where I'm like, what you're worried about won't come to fruition because, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We just like as a people, like we just love white people, bro.
We're cool with them. Like that's what I'm saying.
Like,
if white people didn't just kill the natives, maybe it would be better because it's not like we don't. It's not that we don't care about other cultures, but we're
you gotta
okay with
understand,
all the
man.
cultures.
But they
Like,
always project though. They project how they see things onto us,
yeah,
and they know how they get down and how they still want to get down. So it's like when they see us talking about utilizing the systems that they built to oppress us, to benefit us, it's like at some point they just think the switch is going to be hit and it's going to be, you know, them and change for some weird reason. I don't know why they think. I get why they think this way because they can only think the way they think, and the way they think is on the vengeance shit. Like they're on the vengeance side of things, right? Look at OJ.
mm-hmm.
We were just talking about it. Like OJ's, we know when the first black man got away with killing the white woman.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's yeah.
They haven't let us forget about it.
Nope.
The docuseries, I'm pretty sure, is coming out next year again. Like another one. You know,
It's like we don't need. And you know what? But the thing is, like even now, it's like everybody knows, like oh man, like yeah, OJ did that shit. Like, but
yeah.
we understand why we were so behind him though.
But you got, the reason I brought it up is because in their brains, right? That was the one. No, that was the one time we did them how they do us. Right? So the capacity for it was there. And I think on some subconscious level, they discern that. That's why they never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to take into concern all the factors that led up to that acquittal. Right? Because that would mean, you know, looking in the mirror and reflecting on themselves. We know they don't do that shit.
Exactly.
So it then turns into, how could you let this murderer get away with this? And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Y'all got away with shit for killing us, right? Literally, because of race. You was able to say that nigga came after me. We just talked about it. A nigga murdered me, right? He was gonna murder me. I had to kill him, you judge. I believe you. That's a big nigga. Just basic average, right? That's all it was. Like he used to go through the joints quick, yo. That's why the cases were so fast back in the day. Niggas, everybody had representation because niggas just be like, was he black? He's like, yeah, I killed a black. He's like, it's just bang the gavel. Okay. Family can't even come into the court because, you know, white only and shit. So it's like, it's one of those things where I'm just like, here's OJ, kills this white woman he was married to, right? So the first thing he did, oh my God, he married one, right? Well, OJ did the right thing. He deep in the sunken place. Didn't even want to be black when he was married to that white woman. Completely abolished his history, his family, just like Clarence Thomas. Completely forgot who he is. Nope, and I'm not black. I'm Clarence. I'm OJ, right? So he did everything he would. He did everything he could do to survive in white America. He assimilated full on, right? I hate them niggas just as much as y'all hate them niggas. And here comes this white woman. This white woman slept, cheated on him. He snapped, killed her, right?
Cheated on him with a white.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Not good enough for you.
Yeah, and then a young one too, and then killed both of these motherfuckers, right? And then he's in court, and they and they said, oh, he's just using a race car. They did right? Like they're using a race car. They used the race car. Johnny Cochran brought the race into it. That had nothing to do with this thing. My daughter was I was every time I see an OJ doc, anything, I'm just like, the tone deafness of these people is astounding to me. Like he's just kidding. Race had nothing to do with it. He murdered this innocent woman. I'm like, yeah, that's the same shit we be saying to y'all this whole time. But y'all just let niggas come in and be like, that nigga was big. Let this man go. He has a family to support. It's like checking on his wrist. Are your wrist okay? Or brushing Amber Geiger's hair and shit. I Yo, none of that shit, bro. I'm just like, listen, every guy got, no, we seen it early, but every guy got a hug, man. Killed his brother while he was eating ice cream in his apartment. Black judge gave her a hug, talking about, we don't want to lose Amber. I said, I don't give a fuck if we lose Amber. Let that bitch kill herself in jail. I don't care. What the fuck is Amber doing for us?
The thing is, I never understood why the judge is. Well, you know what? I understand why the judge is so sympathetic because
We love
you
white
don't.
people.
You, oh no, we love white people, but also we hate poor people.
I can see that.
Yeah, we love white people, but we hate poor people, and that's
Yeah.
why. Yeah.
That is the common classism trait of everyone who isn't
Mhm.
poor. You hate poor people hate poor people.
Yeah, yeah, right.
That's why they kill each other all the time.
Exactly.
That's it, bro.
It just who happens to be the largest demographic of poor people.
Black people.
That's it.
And it doesn't happens to be. Who was purposely made into the poorest demographic of. That's what I'm saying. It's not nothing's happenstance with us. Like I said, our identity is political.
Right, man.
Nothing is by accident with us, bro. Everything about our
way-
lives was a political chip that someone moved across the board. Building a private prison? Who you gonna put in there? Oh,
yeah.
let me put a new city ordinance on the books that black people can't possibly meet so we get those arrest records up. Broken windows policing?
It looks like there are a lot of black people over here that are Democrat. We're gonna just gerrymander this a little bit.
Yeah, gerrymander them.
That's all right.
Make it illegal for them to be around each other in some capacity.
Yeah, please, because officers, honestly, if you can police chief, we just need these jurisdictions to be. We need to make sure that these communities understand.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell me, man. Oh, but like just when people can, and it's not even like difficult dots to connect.
Nope.
Because it's just, hey, you know.
Well, for us.
Right. Well, that's true.
Well, but it's like also we taking the time to connect though.
Yeah.
You know, we probably sat there and thought about it for an hour or two.
But that's. But as I was watching Tiger King, I deciphered this shit. I'm like, you know what?
Well, the thing is, like, I used to think, it was funny, man, like, I remember I used to really think something was wrong with me, right? I see race everywhere. I see racism. I see every movement of society, I see race, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, am I tripping? It's like, and then I realized, I was like, no, I'm not tripping. I'm trying to survive this shit.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
And the thing is, you want to know what's really fucked up too? Like, and I keep saying this is because there is white American culture, but white American culture is it's the assimilation that you were talking about, but it's nothing truly.
No, it's privilege.
Yeah, like that's all it is.
It is assimilation to get privilege.
I have access.
Yeah. There's this and that's all it really is. So it's like you know, and the true marker of, I guess, progress, because I just seen somebody on my timeline posted this, but I've had the thought before where it's they have to stop calling themselves white.
Yeah.
Like you have to go German.
Yes.
Dutch.
Yes.
Italian.
Swedish, Italian.
Yeah.
Greek.
And it's not us saying, don't tell us to stop saying black power. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
Y'all get rid of what came before black, and we'll get rid of black after y'all get rid of white.
Exactly, but they can't do that for black Americans because all those records are gone, or they don't want to release it, or whatever. Like they
want the distinguishing factor there.
Yeah.
Light-skinned black people who could pass for white want the distinction. Hispanic who pass for white want the distinction.
Yeah.
There has been an ingrained benefit of being white in this society. And unfortunately, when it's a capitalist society, any benefit you have to your advantage, you take it.
Yeah.
And you're taught to take it. That's why I'm not mad at people who indulge in criminal activity, because we live in a society that pays them for it. what I mean is like, if you're in a capitalist society and you're telling me money over everything, some people's everything is morals too, bro. So
Yeah,
they gonna do what they gotta do to get money, even if it means bending the morals.
they will do it.
And they can do it. Like I said, don't tell me all the doctors pushing the prescription pills wasn't just as bad as the
Oh,
brothers on the corner with the crack in the 80s. Like same prop,
absolutely.
same thing.
But for whatever reasons, the simple fact that one was in a rural town in West Virginia and the other was in the inner city of New York, it's a different. It's
Yeah,
different.
exactly. It's 100% different, and it's like, and it's not really different. It's
Nah,
when you add that race component, like
that's the only
sprinkle it in
defining
there.
exactly, man.
That's why I
Like,
say I'm not wrong to see it everywhere, because every time I see, okay, how
nah.
come that's not? Oh, okay. Like we was reading a thing. They had this thing today that broke about this girl who she's arrested and in jail right now because she didn't do her online homework. The judge put her in jail because she didn't do her assigned classwork through school.
What? What?
Someone said that she was already on probation and she didn't do her online classwork, so the judge locked her up.
How was she arrested? Well,
Because you know how when you're young, you know we know a lot of kids on probation at Hilton and shit, right?
yeah.
Niggas that did something bad or whatever. I've known teenagers on probation, so it's not weird to me.
No, but it's
Um,
like, but
but they threw her in jail right now. Now, guess what color
did
she
they
is?
go to her house and arrest her? Like,
Yeah, she's in jail right now. She's in jail. She's been there for a month. This broke today. It's circulating online right now. You can look it up. But okay, so guess what color she is though?
oh, she's black.
Yeah, bitch, you guessed it. Did you even
Like,
imagine if you did you have to sit there and think about it, Walt?
right now, like, of course she's black. Like, because I'm trying to figure out. I'm just like, but because
Is she
it's so.
Polish? No, nigga, she black.
Was she Jewish?
Nope, she
I
black.
don't know. Maybe she was Russian. You know how they don't fuck around with them Eastern Europeans. She was Lithuanian, something. Like no,
She
she was black. Of course, she
black.
was black. I didn't have to. No, because you know what? The story is so outrageous. There's no way that it could be a white person.
During the middle of a pandemic,
In the middle of a pandemic, you go to her house to arrest her for not
and
submitting
you
her
just and you
fucking
just
homework.
let and you just let the police officer who was soliciting prostitution out because of COVID.
That's another thing too. Police
Oh,
should not be able to have sex with anybody,
bro.
regardless.
Oh yeah,
Regardless, like,
that's.
yeah,
I think
I
that's a
don't,
no-brainer, but that's
I
weird.
right, like there should be no reason whatsoever that an on-duty active police officer, even if you're at the office, whatever. No,
Yeah,
if you are clocked in, you should not be having sex on the job.
no, and it's like it's just weird. It's literally just so you could rape her. Like
Right,
there's no other reason that
that's the
there's no,
only
you
fucking
can't
reason.
tell.
Because
The only
because
reason.
tell me what woman is going to say yes, officer, that is in handcuffs, that is talking to a police officer when a police officer rolls up on her and says, "Hey, well, like if you give me your ID, then I'll let you go." Like, well, now
All
this
right,
nigga know
but
where
look
I
at it. But
live.
look at it this way, right? It's like even if it wasn't like, even if there was a woman who did that, right?
Hmm.
You don't need the law if it's her idea.
Yes,
Meaning
yes,
that
yeah,
could be happening already. You're not going
exactly.
to what you going to do? Take the police officer? Oh, she gave you some strange. He's not going to tell them. Like it's not. Even if he tells people, there's no recourse in the law. The reason why you have the law is so that when they rape a woman,
Hmm.
they can say like she was. This is the thing about the resisted arrest shit. This is where I'm baffled, right? This is what I understand. So
I've
if you're
never
telling
understood
me
it.
qualified immunity, right? You're saying that if the officer broke my arm during the course of arresting me, he's not liable, right? Then you shouldn't have a resisting arrest charge
Hmm.
because I don't want to get arrested, even if I did it.
Hmm.
So that should be a natural, expected thing in the recourse of your job. If you got the qualified immunity that says this could happen during the course of your job and I shouldn't be held responsible, then during the course of me getting arrested, nigga, you should expect me to resist. you shouldn't be able to make it a charge. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. If I can't put a charge on you for breaking my fucking arm, then you should be able to put a charge on me for not wanting them handcuffs on my wrist, nigga. Duh. Who wants to go to jail? Name one person.
And the thing is, there are plenty of people that don't resist, but because they move, just simply move. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
like it's like the. Have you seen the video? The dude he got out the car, put his hands on his head. Two police officers, which I find very interesting, and you know they came up in front of him and then swooped behind him, and then one kicked him in the back. There's like just straight like
I think I saw that
kid,
joint.
like
was
like,
was the angle from like a little far away?
Yeah, and then
yeah, I
think inside the car, and like but the dude was like he turned around like, what are you doing? Like, I surrender, you know. But then they used that to be like, stop resisting. Just like, I would like to any police officer. It's like, how can you justify this? Like, I want to hear the explanation because you can't. It doesn't matter what metric
and then
you use.
And then it's. You read the police report. It's he tried to kick me.
Yeah.
But the videos, like I said, they just lie.
Yeah.
They lie to make it. The police report is written.
Too. If you've ever lied in your police report, yo, you shouldn't be a police officer. Like,
we have no police then.
Like,
there's literally not one police officer who could stay right now, Walt. And I'm with you. They should all get the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've always had a problem with like, I'm not going to give you, I don't mind you having the job. And I do believe there needs to be some job similar to that to make society run smoothly.
Yeah, of course.
But
there are bad people out there. Yes.
The thing that upsets me about it is this. I say to myself, you get reverence in our society for your job. Meaning you get the free donuts at the donut shop.
Yeah.
You get
there's prestige with it.
There's you walked into our school in 5th grade, told us don't do drugs, and we looked up to you.
Right.
There's prestige associated with it, right? A level of honor behind taking this tough job. You don't get that.
No.
You don't deserve that because the second shit go left for you, it's just a job. Oh, I just work this. I want to go home to my wife and kids like everybody else, right? We don't get to add that extra layer of prestige to you that we should be holding you to a higher standard when you fuck up. As soon as you fuck up, you just turn into Amber was tired. She walked into the wrong apartment. All of those things go out the way, right? The bravery and all that other shit just washes away. I fear for my life. I was just a normal nigga. I didn't even know I had the gun or the badge on. Like, they just really turn into average scare mode Joe when they do, when they kill niggas, right? So it's always pissed me off when I'm like, I don't want to give them the reverence if they can just escape from it when they fuck up. Because you can lie on your reports. Meanwhile, your job is to come and grab people in their most vulnerable moments in time when they themselves have made a mistake that they probably might regret. Or maybe they intentionally did some fucked up shit. There's a myriad of reasons why you put cuffs on people's wrists and take them to jail.
Exactly.
But that's your job, to come and grab a human being at its lowest point. And the second you got at your lowest point, you didn't look at yourself and say, I took that one man who was regretful to jail. I took that one lady who made a mistake to jail. No, you were just taking people who broke the law to jail. Now that you to yourself have broke the fucking law and took in a life, you don't have the recourse in your brain to say, I've been a punisher of people who done wrong.
Exactly.
I can't myself now do wrong. Like, because then I'm just like, where's the moral high ground that you are presumed to have because we give you power to walk around with a gun and a badge? Because the people give you that power. And that power, I would like to think, would come with a higher moral standard.
Right.
But apparently that has never been the case ever.
You know what they should have mandatory in police stations? Like every therapist sessions every 6 months. Like
100%.
Like
that's one thing Prince William County offers that.
Shit you see. Rarely. Well, not even
Prince
offers.
County
Like
offers,
it has to be mandatory at a certain
It's not mandatory. It's available for the use. They do recommend all of the department police officers. A lot of them regularly get it though. Our deputy chief Jared Phelps, he goes regularly too.
Yeah, because I mean, like they like you said, but if you were just concentrated on, all right, people broke the law, taken to jail, broke the law, taken to jail. When you yourself, it would be so much easier for you to conceptualize, hey, these are people that do wrong. Yes, we see the worst parts of society, but it doesn't mean I'm infallible.
Yeah.
Like I'm
But
just like you and me.
and
So yeah.
what's easier to get that through to them?
Mm.
That they're, just like us and that they're human.
Hitting their pockets, making them pay for this shit. All right.
And ending qualified immunity.
Absolutely.
When you put a
Exactly.
piece of legislation up there that says these motherfuckers is untouchable, you won't think that they think they untouchable? Look at Rashard Brooks' case. Here goes a time where you had a chance, you had a human life in your hands, bro. Man was scared. Y'all killing us
Exactly.
all across the news. Y'all beating up
For
white
what?
people on y'all beating
And
up
then
white people on camera now. You know how terrified black people get when we see y'all hit a white person? Because we know
exactly.
how y'all do us. When you see an old
When
white man get
you
pushed to the
don't
ground,
care? Oh
I said,
man,
oh
yeah.
shit, they really don't
Yeah,
give a
no,
fuck.
they don't get they are
So you got that
authoritarian.
out, and you sit there and torture this man Rashard Brooks in the parking lot, knowing he inebriated, instead of just getting him a ride home safely, because he's a human being and his life deserves respect. You instead look at, I can get a number, I can arrest, I can get a stat, I can get a
Exactly.
statistic
And
from
like
him.
they have to be honest with that. But like you said, if 75% of them, clan or old clan, like, or at least like if it goes that deep, like I mean, of course it does. But if it's that much bad blood, then nobody has the
Well,
nobody has the willpower. But
I think it's the unions more so, because the unions, weirdly, police unions can exist outside the law.
yeah.
What I mean by is they're not going to be beholden to the same rules a governor is,
Hmm.
or even a city council or school board. They're a union. They have their own rules. They just
Hmm.
dictate how you treat the people in their
It's a
union.
business.
Exactly. So, the mobs ran unions all throughout the country.
Hmm.
And we know they wasn't on the up and up. They cleaned books and everything. Like they did a lot of shady shit with unions.
Yeah.
So, unions themselves, I think the function of them is purposeful, and I do support them, but I understand the ways in which they've been abused over the years and how we weren't allowed to join them. They were hotbeds for racism, still are, when the police unions and stuff. They'll
Yeah.
let you in there, but you got to be on your Clarence Thomas and OJ.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
get all that black shit off your shoulder. You got to, or Cameron Lamb punk ass who still won't prosecute the cops who killed Breonna Turner. But
Say
you know
it.
what I'm saying? He sitting there smiling with that white woman.
Man, like and
We're happy. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give us a high five. Beautiful guys, cut and print.
all right. It's a cigarette. All right, guys. So, think this Black Lives Matter shit is gonna blow over soon? I'm like, yeah, we're about to go kill these niggas now. And he's just like, what? I thought we just did the whole. Guys, come on! You don't have to kill these niggas. It's okay. You got me. Ha ha ha.
Shoot, man.
Man,
Yeah.
that's the shucking and driving, man.
That's shucking and jiving, bro. And it's a whole industry of this motherfucker.
Man, it sounds like it's.
Yeah, I don't
Man.
think Lou coming back though.
Nah, Lou is not coming back.
We can on like another hour. We gonna wrap it up though. I think we did
Yeah,
a
man.
lot of talking, a lot of chopping it up, man. This is a good one.
It is. It is.
All right, so this is the TWEOM podcast. I've been your host, Joel Morris.
I've been your other host, Walt Rid.
Peace. Thank you for
Peace,
watching.
y'all.